For someone who's just getting started on a new strategy, say going into the new year, what's the first step they should take to make sure that what they're doing in terms of SEO is effective?
My first advice for practice is to find an expert in the field, someone who understands search engines and specifically Google, because Google gets about 75% of the US search market all by itself, and Bing and Yahoo each get about 11 or 13%. So finding the right SEO company is the first step. Then if you are developing your own team of SEO writers and SEO optimizers, then the expert can actually help you guys train your team and be able to develop a strategy with you that will succeed in a few months.
Okay, thank you. And Rita, how about you? What's their first step in making conscious decisions on managing social media?
Well, first of all, just becoming informed, as I mentioned earlier, and then deciding how they're going to manage it over the long term, and knowing that they don't have to manage multiple platforms if they don't want to. If they really get to know Google Plus and you love Google Plus, then stay with Google Plus. Get familiar with all the opportunities that there are for you to experience with Google Plus, and forget, Twitter for now, and Pinterest, for heaven's sakes, and just do what you enjoy, and that's really where you're going to get the best benefits. You know that you don't have to set up a platform on every social media community option that's available. Just inform yourself and start off, one community at a time, and as you master your skills in those communities, you can always add on additional social media tools later on.
So a more focused effort from one platform at a time, so that over time, as you integrate with each of these different, maybe it's Twitter, Facebook, Google Plus, Pinterest, or whatever it might be, if you do it incrementally instead of trying to do everything at one time, it'll be more effective.
Yes, absolutely. And making sure that at least one person in your office is really intimate with those communities. So if you have someone even co-managing those efforts, that you've still got someone internally that's a big part of that. That's really huge.
Okay. The last thing I want to really address that I think you both have a great perspective on from your two positions within the industry is, for all of us, I think content is the most important thing for us. Content is king. For us as a publishing company and with our magazine, we need to stay relevant. We need to make sure that the content we produce and accept and relay is helpful and important. How do you make recommendations on what type of content is appropriate for social media?
I think it ultimately has to represent the practice's brand first and foremost. I like it when it can show, their content can show a little bit of their human side. Whenever a practice shows something that other people can find something in common with, whether it's a hobby of the doctor or one of the the volunteer efforts that the practice is making, or a local business that they support in the community, or a local organization that they support in the community. It shows people things that they might have in common with you, and that's where you can really benefit greatly from social media. But at the end of the day, it really has to represent the business's core values or their brand. In other words, if they're really professional and conservative on their website, that's fine. You don't necessarily have to mirror that in social media, but you wouldn't want to have anything that goes against that grain, like anything that's too whimsical or a little too silly. So it's good to have fun on these social media platforms and be a real person, but at the end of the day, it still has to represent your overall brand.
Okay. And Allie, in terms of SEO, how do they decide what types of content is relevant and important on their page, and how do they make that bridge between their social media presence and their website or other online information and presence?
The website normally serves the clients as the place that they put the bulk of their information about their practice, their branding, as Rita was explaining. And Facebook is more the connection between, or social media, I should say in general, is the connection between the patients and the practice and the community. And they want to be posting on their social media platform on a regular basis. But the website is not similar. Website needs to be the place of information. that people go there to research the business, to find out their expertise, their examples of their works, and etc. And recently, Google, with the Panda update and the Penguin update, they are putting more emphasis on keeping or engaging your site visitors on your website. In other words, if your website is able to keep the visitors on it for a longer period of time, it tends to rank better on the search engine, which is a brand new phenomenon. So it's important for you not only to include text on your website, which everybody does, original organic text, but also videos and images that are engaging and will keep your audience on your website for a longer period of time and makes them interested in your business.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, this is
good info. I'm thinking of a bunch of questions we can ask Ali at our next video interview with some of the things he said.
Absolutely. This is just a very basic starting point for opening the discussions on social media and SEO and how they play a role in building a strong online presence. So if you would each give everyone a little bit of information on how they can find you. Rita?
Yep. Well, you can find me at my website, which is ritazamora.com. You can find me on Google+, at Rita Zamora Connections. Google my name, of course, or find me on Facebook or Twitter under my name as well.
Great. And Ali, how can our viewers find you?
Similar, my name is very unique, Ali Husayni, spells a little differently, but my website is mastergoogle.com, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions anyone will have in the future.
Great. And of course, you can find us as well on prodentist.com or on Facebook, and look forward to
Google+.
And of course, Google+. And we'll look forward to continuing this conversation soon.
Thank you.
Bonnie.
Thank you.